morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Athletics and the Mariners from Sacramento, as it will be a ball game between these two Western Division rivals, Mariners and the Athletics. Both, well, at least the Mariners still think they can get to the playoffs. They are 57-51. Athletics, well, they started off strong, but they have faded. They've had a few injuries, lost their shortstop, Jacob Wilson, to a broken forearm earlier this week, and they are at 47-63, but an opportunity for some of their younger players to be able to get some regular playing time and develop their skills. It is going to be the Mariners who will lead it off tonight. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 3, J.P. Crawford. Batting second in center field is number 44, Julio Rodriguez. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 29, Cal Raleigh. And the cleanup spot in left field is number 56, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth at first base is number 12, Josh Naylor. Hitting in the sixth spot at second base is number 7, Jorge Polanco. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 18, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth in right field is number 8, Dominic Canzone. Batting ninth at third base is number 9, Ben Williamson. And they are going to be facing the lefty, Jeffrey Springs, making his 23rd appearance of the year. It is his 21st start. He is 9-7. He's worked 120 innings. He's allowed 105 hits, 66 runs, 55 of which have been earned, walking 39 and striking out 95, pitching to an ERA of 4.13. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Mariners. Now your starting lineup for the home team, the Athletics, leading off. And in center field tonight is number 4, Lawrence Butler. Batting second at first base is number 16, Nick Kurtz. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 25, Brent Rooker. And the cleanup spot doing the catching is number 23, Shea Langeliers. Batting fifth in left field is number 21, Tyler Soderstrom. Hitting sixth at third base is number 22, Miguel Andahar. Batting seventh and in right field is number 26, Carlos Cortez. Hitting in the eighth spot is Max Schumann. He'll play second base and wear number 12. And batting ninth at shortstop is Daryl Hernandez. He wears number 2. And they're going to be facing Brian Wu, who is 8-5 on the year. He's worked 126 2/3 innings. And in making his 21st start, he has allowed 96 hits, 44 runs, 41 of which have been earned, walking 24 and striking out 121, pitching to a 2.91 ERA. Well, Springs is just completing his tune-up tosses. And we are just about ready to get this one underway in sunny Sacramento. And it will be Crawford, Rodriguez, and Raleigh to get things going here in the first inning. So Springs ready to let this one go. And we are ready to make the call here for you tonight. So stepping into the batter's box is Crawford, batting from the left side here against the lefty Springs. And he rocks himself into the delivery in the first pitch of the ball game is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Crawford. Crawford hitting .268 on the year, 7 homers, 39 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the lefty Springs. Springs, as we were doing our homework before the ball game, in his first season with the Athletics, delivers another fastball, and that pitch is swung on and tapped foul right at home plate. The count runs even to 1-1 on Crawford. We're talking about Jeffrey Springs a little bit, and he had come to the Oakland A's from the Tampa Bay organization, where he spent the last 4 seasons. Prior to that, he was with Boston and broke in with Texas all the way back in 2018, making his 168th big league appearance. This is his 58th start. 1-1 pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball waved out and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on Crawford. He has tied his career high for most wins in a season with 9. He did that with Tampa Bay back in 2022. So 9 wins and 7 losses. Most losses he's also had in his season has been this year. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count goes even to 2-2 on Crawford. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. At 32 years of age, the Appalachian State graduate, as he swings at a fastball, fouls away, does Crawford. He's getting a lot of innings this year. He's going to set a lot of personal career highs. He's not quite yet at that 135 1/3 innings that he had with Tampa back in 2022, but he is quickly approaching that. A couple of more starts should push him over the hump. As we mentioned before, lots of career highs in different statistical categories will fall for Springs this year. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to third. Charging it on the run and making the play is Andahar, and he fires to first. And we got one up and one away here as it's ground out 5-3 to start the ball game. And Crawford's in the books. That'll bring up the center fielder in Julio Rodriguez. Our friend Steve Rademacher in the house tonight will be debuting a new Rademacher in between innings piece, and hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy it with us. Springs ready to go as he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to J-Rod. Umpires for tonight's game, it's Chris Conroy behind the plate. John Tumpane is at first. Brendan Miller is working second, and Jeremy Rehak is the third base umpire. Springs rocks in the delivery, and there is a fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count goes even at 1. It's a beautiful 81 degrees in Sacramento. The sky is clear at Sutter Health Park. As Rodriguez is batting from the right side, waiting here on Springs as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be pop foul into the seats over on the first base side. The count is 1-2 to Julio Rodriguez. Might try to squeeze another ball game in tomorrow. We're 50-50 on that. There's not a lot of action tomorrow night. Only 3 games slated in Major League Baseball. As that breaking ball misses outside, the count now goes to 2-2. Trade deadline across the MLB is on for tomorrow. There have been a flurry of trades. As the left-hander rocks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses way upstairs. The count runs full to J-Rod. We'll get you caught up on the scores a little bit later in the ball game. Not to mention that we will also keep you guys in tune on what's going on around in the trade world. There's a breaking ball swung out. This ball is lifted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone as Julio Rodriguez takes the 3-2 pitch deep to left field over the wall. And the Mariners have opened up the scoring here with an early 1-0 lead, courtesy of Julio Rodriguez's 19th homer of the year. The Mariners are off and running with a 1-0 lead. So as the Mariners have been going, so too has Julio Rodriguez lately. He has really been swinging the bat well. And he has entered tonight's fray hitting .255. Well, that's a much better piece than where he was at the beginning of the year. This is going to bring Cal Raleigh to the plate, batting .260. The Major League home run lead takes a first pitch fastball under the hands for a called strike. The count's 1-1. Raleigh, 41 homers, 87 RBIs. One thing that popped for me is his 12 stolen bases. He could be a 2020 man by the end of the year. And who would have thunk it? As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field, but he just got underneath it. As moving over is the left fielder Soderstrom, who's there to make the catch, and that's going to retire Raleigh for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and it's going to bring up the left fielder in Randy Arozarena. Well, for Arozarena, he's hitting .247 on the year. He, too, has been starting to heat up lately. He has got 20 homers and 52 runs batted in. And he's also a 2020 man. Swings at the first pitch, and he loops this into right field, and it's going to bleed down for a base hit in front of the right fielder Cortez. So Arozarena picks himself up a single, and that'll bring up the first baseman in Josh Naylor. Defensively tonight for the Athletics from left to right field, it's Soderstrom in left, Butler in center. The right fielder is Cortez. Around the horn from first to third, Kurtz is at first. The second baseman is Schumann. Hernaiz is the shortstop, and Andahar is at third. The battery of Springs and Langeliers. As Springs flips it over to first base, getting back easily is Arozarena. Springs leads in, gets the sign from the catcher Langeliers as he works himself to the set. He holds it at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses up and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0 to Naylor. Naylor recently acquired, trained from the Diamondbacks, a big piece moving forward here for the Seattle Ball Club. As he bats here from the left side against the lefty Springs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, and the count runs even to 1-1. The often or much traveled Naylor spent most of his career with the Cleveland organization, originally drafted by the Marlins. Was traded to the Padres, then they sent him to the Cleveland organization. Then he was dealt in the offseason to the Diamondbacks, and now he finds himself in a Mara uniform. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, but they appeal to the third base umpire, Rayhack, and they said that he went around. That's going to be a strike to Naylor, so it runs the count to 1-2. Got to keep your eye on Arozarena. He can run a bit. As we said, he's got 20 stolen bases, and this might be an opportunity to be able to do that. Get yourself into some scoring position here. Naylor, one of two brothers, obviously playing in Major League Baseball, Bo being the other, who was also still with the Guardians. He does have a third brother in the Oakland organization, or I should say the athletic organization. There's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. That would be Miles Naylor. He was playing some shortstop, playing third base. Athletics have him as one of their top prospects. He was a premium pick of the Athletics. And there Springs throws over to first base, and getting back easily is the runner Arozarena. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Naylor. Runner at first, Arozarena. 2 gone in the first inning as the lefty works himself to the belt. Getting a sign from Langliers, now delivers. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Naylor's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it for Seattle in their half of inning number 1. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Mariners 1, the Athletics coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. It is Mariners and Athletics on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and all the support you give to our channel, and we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back at 30 with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. Lawrence Butler leads it off here against Brian Wu, and the first pitch he sees at 95 miles an hour is swung on and lifted into left field, right to the glove of Randy Arozarena, and Butler is gone for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up Nick Kurtz. Well, for Nick Kurtz, he had quite a week last week as he had himself a 4-home run game, only the 20th player in Major League history to do so. Top of that, he was 6 for 6 in the ball game. He has been on fire. He's batting .305, 23 homers, and 59 runs batted in for the big fella. Batting from the left side against Wu, who delivers a 95-mile-an-hour fastball for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Wu getting his sign from his catcher tonight, Mitch Garver, as Raleigh is the DH, getting the night off from squatting behind home plate, delivers a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-2, so no balls and 2 strikes. Again, Kurtz waggling the bat, waiting on the offering as the right-hander ready to deliver again. Wu rocking into the windup and fires. There is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it as Kurtz goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it up to Brent Rooker. Well, for Rooker, he is batting .272 on the year, 22 homers and 61 RBIs. Stepping in here against Wu as the Cal Poly graduate. Ready to go. He gets the sign and rocks into the windup and delivers. First pitch fastball misses up and away for ball 1. Defensively for the Mariners tonight from left to right field, Arizarena is in left. The center fielder is Rodriguez with the right fielder Canzone. Around the horn from first to third, Naylor is at first, Polanco at second. The shortstop is Crawford with Williamson at third, with the battery of Wu and Garver. Fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander rocking and delivering. There is a fastball that just misses about outside. Count now 2-1 to Rooker. Again, Wu ready to go as he checks the signs from his catcher Garver. Rocking into the motion, fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, going back onto the warning track, looking up, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run to straightaway center field off the bat of Brent Rooker, and he's going to even the scoreline here at 1 apiece. It is a hot evening in Sacramento, and the ball is traveling tonight. Rooker to straightaway center field off the batter's eye, and it is even the score at 1 apiece. And that is going to bring up the catcher and Shea Langeliers. That was a pretty good pitch. It was away on the outside corner, 96 miles an hour. And the hitter was able to stay right on time with it and drive it right over the wall in center field, much to the chagrin of the Athletic faithful. Here comes the first offering now to Langeliers, and it's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in hard is the right fielder Canzone. It's going to fall in, and he is going to reach safely as Langeliers as that ball bled down. That was very similar to the Randy Arozarena base hit in the top of the first inning. So he is aboard as Langeliers, and that's going to bring up the left fielder in Tyler Soderstrom. So 1-1 ball game as they have just even the scoreline. Have the Athletics. So Bryant Wu ready to go again. And now he comes into the set position. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball down. The appeal over to the third base umpire. And again, Jeremy Rayhack goes up with the right hand. He's been a busy man here already in the first inning. So no balls and 1 strike to Soderstrom. Right-hander Wu working to the set, checks the runners. And now he delivers. There's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, waving the bat here is the left-handed hitting Soderstrom, and the pitch on the way. Fastball down. There goes the runner down to second base. And it was a good pick there by the shortstop Crawford. Ball was up a little bit, up in front of the bag. And the catcher Langeliers is going to get himself a stolen base. It's his 5th of the year. And he moves himself into scoring position. Nice job there by Crawford to pick that ball. So that runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to Soderstrom. As Wu is working to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the third baseman. Williamson into left field. Rounding third and heading home is Langeliers. And just like that, the Athletics have answered back with two of their own here in the bottom of the first inning. An RBI double off the bat of Soderstrom as he has moved himself over to second base, and that will bring home Langliers with the second run. 2-1, the Athletics have now got the lead. So the usually stable Wu, not so stable here in the first inning. Say of all the pitchers on the staff for the Mariners, and I do like the Mariners staff, Brian Wu, you almost have to say that he is the best of the bunch right now. At least in my eyes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Miguel Andujar, and the count is 0-1. Andujar batting .294, 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. The one-time New York Yankee has found a renaissance with the athletic organization. He had a litany of injuries. He bounced around a little bit, but now it looks like he is back on track later in his career. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Say this, Wu does work fairly quickly as he kicks and delivers. He doesn't even wait to the end of the shot clock as that breaking ball misses down and away. Call it the shot clock or the pitch clock, the counting down clock, whatever you want to look at it. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Andujar as he waggles the bat. And Wu ready to go again. He checks the runner, now delivers. There is a fastball swung on it, is tapped softly foul over on the third base side, and evens the count now at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Late night baseball, if you are on the East Coast, thank you for joining us. It is Athletics and Mariners. And if you are on the West Coast, I hope you're enjoying it here with us. It's been a beautiful sunny day on the West Coast, and there was the tsunami warnings that were issued because of that large earthquake in Russia. There was a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes to 3-2, but I understand those have been called off for much of the mainland of North America. I heard the state of Hawaii and Maui was questionable there. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Andujar is down on strikes. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Athletics. But the Athletics punch back here. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. No errors and 1 left to board. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Athletics 2, the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Two-one Athletics as we move to the top of the second inning. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Mariners in inning number 2. It means Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver, and Dominic Canzone to face the lefty Jeffrey Springs. Springs 20 pitches in his first inning of work. As now, right away, time has been called. And it looks like that they have a violation here right right out of the gate to start the inning. A pitch timer violation. So add a ball to the count here to Polanco. He starts it at 1-0. This is the part that drives me a little bit crazy. It's the not only the pitch clock, but certainly the timing mechanisms here that you got the first pitch of the inning and you've already got a ball because your communication system doesn't work. So here we go back to the action. Springs delivers a fastball that misses outside. Now the count goes to 2-0. You would think maybe before they would come out for the inning, they would already have discussed what they're going to throw in the event that there's a communication breakdown, so to speak. As the pitch is a fastball that's check swing fouled away over on the first base side. The count now is 2-1 to Polanco. That's one thing I'm not sure about if they actually add that to the actual pitch count of Springs or not. They add a pitch to the count, but they don't necessarily charge him with the pitch. I guess we'll wait to see after this inning. There was a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's now 2-2 to Jorge Polanco. Polanco really started the season strong for the Mariners, and he's kind of faded a little bit in terms of his offensive production. He does have 16 homers and 48 RBIs, much better than what he has given them in the last couple of seasons, as that fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes full to 3-2. Polanco was a longtime Minnesota Twin, came over to the Mariners for the start of last season. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be fouled away over on the first base side. Count remains full. Polanco, throughout his career, he has a career 144 home runs, with the best of his career being 33 in the 2021 season for Minnesota. He also drove in 98 runs that year. The 32-year-old getting the nod tonight. Second base, there's a fastball swung on. This ball's popped up into left center field. Moving over underneath it is Butler fighting the sun. And he's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Polanco for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. Bring up the catcher and Mitch Garver. Just to finish off a little bit about Jorge Polanco, he has had some productive years in the big leagues. Career 262 hitter. Well, certainly the production he has given them this year, he's matched his home run total already from all of last season. He's exceeded his RBIs. And the Mariners are expecting a lot more down the stretch. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Mitch Garver, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Garver batting .225, 6 homers, 23 runs batted in. And he takes a breaking ball outside, and the count's even at 1-1. Garver batting from the right side here against the lefty Springs. Getting the start behind the plate with Cal Raleigh moving to the DH spot in the batting order. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul right at home plate. Count is 1-2. Garver, also a former Twin. And you look at this Mariners team and the starting lineup tonight, and you look at the players that they have brought in. There is a number in the lineup. And then you look at the homegrowns as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. It's always the interesting piece. Who are the homegrown players? Well, the obvious ones are certainly Cal Raleigh, as well as Julio Rodriguez. As there's a pitch that swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count continues to remain at 2-2 to Garver. But you look at the rest of the lineup, and the only other one is Ben Williamson, who was a second-round pick in the 2023 draft. And that's it for the starting lineup. Crawford, well, he was in Philadelphia, and Randy Arozarena, well, he was with Tampa Bay. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and Garver's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And we talked earlier about Josh Naylor being with a litany of teams. Not to mention that Dominic Canzone began his career in the Diamondback organization. Well, we said we would try to keep everybody up to date if there were trades or anything that would be there. that might be of interest. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. It was just announced that the Tigers have acquired a right-handed pitcher, Rafael Montero, from the Braves for a minor leaguer. As the lefty delivers, there's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Canzone. Springs ready to go back to work again. He gets the sign from the catcher, Langliers. As he rocks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Springs working again. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count now 2-2. He has retired. The last 3 batters he faced has Springs, as he looks to get himself on a bit of a roll here, as the lefty gets the signs again from Langliers, rocking and delivering, kicks and fires. Fastball taken for a called third strike. I'm not sure what Canzone was looking for, but he watched that one go right down the middle for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Mariners in their half of inning number 2. They go in order. Does Seattle. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning. It is the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the second inning when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. There's other trades that are happening around Major League Baseball. It was announced that the Cubs have acquired a right-handed pitcher, Michael Soroka. They trade with the Nationals, another former Brave on the move, this time going from the Nationals to the Cubs in return for prospects Ronnie Cruz and Christian Franklin. So that is the other move, as just announced a few moments ago. The Tigers getting Rafael Montero for some bullpen help. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Carlos Cortez. Cortez hitting .286, no homers and 1 RBI. As he steps into the batter's box here, ready to face Wu. Tomorrow is the trade deadline, and we expect that there will be into the evening some more trades, and certainly maybe a flurry tomorrow. Fastball swung on. This ball is popped up foul. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. Balls and 2 strikes. It is a friendly confines here at Sutter Health Park, where these two teams will play or playing one another. Home of the Athletics, as the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that is check swing foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 0-2. The capacity, or the attendance capacity, fixed seating is about 10,624. If you include fixed seats, lawn seats, and standing room, there's a fastball swung on. This is popped up down the left field line. Coming in underneath it is Arozarena, and he's there to make the catch, and Cortez is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away for the Athletics. That'll bring up Max Schumann. I was just about to say, fixed seating is 10,624, but if you include lawn seats and standing room, then you're upwards just over 14,000. 14,014 is the official attendance. Well, this brings Schumann to the plate as the right-hander Wu ready to deliver, and he kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Schumann. Balls and 1 strike. Schumann batting .223 on the year, a couple homers and 10 runs batted in. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Wu looking to get on track here and get into a bit of a groove, much like Jeffrey Springs in the top half of the inning. Both pitchers gave up runs as they traded punches, the two teams in the first inning. Mariners got on the board with the first on a home run by Julio Rodriguez, and the Athletics answered back with a pair of their own in the bottom half. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul down the first base line, and the count remains at 0-2. Answering back with a home run of their own off the bat of Brent Rooker, and then after a single by Shea Langeliers and he stole second, a double from Tyler Soderstrom has given the Athletics the lead. So here comes the 0-2 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Boy, got to tell you, that was pretty impressive. Brian Wu with the fastball there. He had a lot of backdoor run on the pitch. Looked like the pitch was coming right down the middle, and the next thing you know, came in on the hands of the batter Schumann, and he's away for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Darrell Hernaiz. Well, for Hernaiz, batting .250 in the season, he's got nothing on the slash line. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to short. Crawford fields it. He throws it on a hop to first to get the speedy Hernaiz. That goes in the books as a ground out, 6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that'll do it here for the Athletics in their half of the second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete innings. Your score is the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all of the action right after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 2-1 Athletic lead as we move ourselves to the top of the third inning. We'll be back in 30 with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Mariners in the top of inning number 3. That means Williamson, Crawford, and Rodriguez to face the lefty Jeffrey Springs. Springs 37 pitches through his 2 innings of work, and 24 of them 4 strikes. As he will come to the mound here for inning number 3. The lefty rocking and delivering. The first pitch is a fastball that misses outside to Williamson. Count is 1-0. Williamson hitting .254, homer, and 21 runs driven in. If you're thinking about upgrades, I would have to say you got to be thinking probably Upgrade at third base could be in order for the Mariners as there's a fastball swung on and driven foul down the right field line. Count is even at 1-1. Our friend Joe Mansman in the house tonight. Welcome aboard, Joe. Glad to have you with us. As the lefty Springs rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball taken under the hands for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Williamson. Mariners are in their road blue tops with the gray pants. The Athletics are in their white with the green and gold trim. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Williamson. Beautiful night for baseball in Sacramento, and a beautiful night to have you guys in with us as well here. As the lefty delivers, it's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Williamson's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's the fourth strikeout recorded by Springs, as he's retired now 5 in a row to bring up the top of the order in J.P. Crawford. There's only one other game going on right now. It is between the Rangers and the Angels. I should have got our friend CV, baseball card collector, Cesar, to give us live updates. He is at the game. Or check that. Actually, it's not. It's Big Ray was at the game tonight. Cesar was at the San Francisco game as that fastball misses upstairs. Got a message from Big Ray that he was at that game between the Rangers and the Angels. Wonder what he's doing on the West Coast. As the left-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Oh, boy. J.P. Crawford didn't like that. And I got to be honest with you, the pitch looked like it was a little bit high. Actually, a lot high. So here's the 1-1 pitch from Springs. There's a fastball that just misses outside. That pitch looked like it was better than the one that got called a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Crawford. So Chris Conroy, so far in the first couple innings, has been pretty decent. Falling apart all in this one batter. There's a pitch that's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Soderstrom started back toward the gap, and then he had to turn around and make the catch as he was moving toward the foul line, and that is going to retire Crawford for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the center fielder in Julio Rodriguez. Well, for J-Rod, he is the only offense tonight for the Mariners. He has homered in his first at bat. He takes a breaking ball inside for a ball. The count's 1-0. Joe wants to know, how are they athletic if an elephant is their mascot? Well, you know they're nimble. As the pitch on the way to Rodriguez, fastball swung on, taken on a hop by Hernaiz. Sidearm slings it to first, and J-Rod's gone in the books on a ground out 6-3, and the Mariners go quietly again here in the third inning. And in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Springs is starting to get himself into a groove. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning. The score is the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. We got a 2-1 Athletic lead as we move ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 3. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in 30 after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order for the Athletics to come to bat here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Lawrence Butler, Nick Kurtz, and Brent Rooker to face the right-hander Brian Wu. Wu, 28 pitches in his 2 innings of work, and 21 of them have been for strikes. He's been all around the zone. Just like his counterpart Springs, it appears he had settled down in inning number 2. Butler steps in 0 for 1 tonight, flew out to left field his first time up as the right-hander Wu ready to go again. Rocks himself into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Butler getting the nod in center field. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there is a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 0-2. It was Denzel Clark who was getting a lot of opportunities. The center field position, he is now back in the minors. Made some spectacular catches in center field, highlight reel type maneuvers. But he has to go back down and work on his game a little bit. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we mentioned at the top of the stream, Jacob Wilson, broken forearm. That's a huge loss for the Athletics, as he was one of the few players in baseball hitting over the 300 mark. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded by Canzone, and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Butler. Canzone was playing well off the line. He was pretty much in the 6 hole. So ground out 5-3 it is for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman and Nick Kurtz. Well, for Kurtz, he is 0 for 1. He has struck out his only time to the plate as the right-hander Wu ready to go. Ready to rock himself into the windup. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, counts 1-0. Our friend Joe says the Mets picked up 2 solid relievers today. I have to be honest with you, Joe, I haven't really paid tightly attention to who they acquired. Been looking at other stuff. The trade that really caught my attention earlier is there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count goes even to 1-1. The one that got my attention the most was the Ke'Bryan Hayes trade to the Reds. And right on cue, there is our friend Redbeard Brinks. And we're just talking about the Cincinnati Ball Club. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kurtz. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great trade for Cincinnati. You watch Hayes' offensive numbers. They will spike in that park. At least that's what I believe is going to happen. That's a pretty friendly hitter's park, is the Great American Ballpark. Breaking ball misses down to Kurtz, and the count now goes to 2-2. I would not bat an eye that Ke'Bryan Hayes starts putting up some respectable offensive numbers. And along with that Gold Glove defense, that is going to be pretty good. So here comes the offering from Wu. There's a fastball that Wu walks off the mound like it's strike 3. I think it was strike 3 too. He's not happy with the call. Chris Conroy not giving him the pitch. I guess they're treating Nick Kurtz as if he's Babe Ruth. And you can see that Wu is giving the peace of mind to the umpire, saying that's not up. He's absolutely correct on that one. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. So add another pitch to the pitch count. 3 balls and 2 strikes remains. Well, we saw in the top half of the inning, Conroy had his piece there as well. Joe Mansman said that the Mets got Tyler Rogers and Ryan Helsley. That's right. Helsley from the Cardinals and Rogers from the Giants. Pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball. It misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Wu's not going to be very happy. And I got to say, I can't blame him too. It should have been strike 3 to Kurtz. Not sure what the thoughts are from the home plate umpire there. We'll have to, certainly Dan Wilson looking on. And then you got Brent Rooker coming to the plate, who's already homered tonight. And certainly if Rooker does some damage here, then you got to think Brian Wu's not going to be a happy pitcher. Here we go. The first pitch on the way to Rooker, a fastball swung on, grounded back to Wu. They go to second for 1. Back to first. That's going to be an inning-ending double play. It's going to go into the books as a 1-6-3 variety. And that will do it here for the Athletics in their half of the third inning. They had no runs in the inning. There was no hits. There were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your scores, we are now through a third of the ballgame. 3 complete. It is the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back and talking baseball in just a few with everybody in the chat. Right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. Redbeard Breaks points out that Ke'Bryan Hayes was a solid pickup, and he still has 4 years on the contract, better than the Suarez as a rental. I got to agree. I think that's a long-term buy and hold on it. I'm surprised a couple other teams. In fact, I'm surprised that the Pirates couldn't get more in return just because of that. Well, Cal Raleigh stepping up to the plate as the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that comes inside. The count is 1-0. Raleigh, Arozarena, and Naylor here to face the lefty Springs. Top of the fourth inning. Lefty rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Count goes to 1-1 on Raleigh. Joe Mansman's calling his shot here, or at least calling Cal Raleigh's shot. As the lefty Springs rocks and delivers. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. Raleigh flew out to left field his first time up. The switch hitting catcher of the Mariners. Waiting on the offering from Springs. Here's the pitch. Fastball under the hands for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. Redbeard says Marte has been solid in right field, so he'll take it. Yeah, that's pretty interesting maneuver there. Got to give Terry Francona some credit. Here comes the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Raleigh. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if I'm the Reds, you got to do something. You got to add another arm there. I think that is the big question. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a breaking ball swung on a grounded foul over on the third base side. I was saying that the Tigers made a pickup the other day of Chris Paddock from the Twins. They got him and Randy Dobnak, and my prediction is going to be that he's going to fit in Detroit, much like a former pitcher that the Tigers got from the Mariners, Doug Fister, fit in a few years ago. I really think Paddock will thrive in the big ballpark. There was a fastball that swung on and missed. Raleigh's in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. And by our counts, that's the 5th strikeout tonight recorded by Springs. And that is going to bring up the left fielder in Randy Arozarena. Well, for Arozarena, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He's singled in his only trip. It was a bleeder down the right field line, but tomorrow everybody will remember it as a line drive in the box score. As he takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Arozarena raised his average to 249 with that knock back in inning number 1. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted way down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul. He was way out in front of it. Absolutely turned on it. So no balls and 2 strikes. To Randy Arozarena. Again, the lefty Springs ready to go. Rocking himself into the windup. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball bounces up to the plate. The count now goes to 1-2. I have to tell you, I'm really impressed with the way that Springs has been able, after that first inning, the way that he's been able to work inside and out, the way that he's been able to change speeds. As the 1-2 is on the way, there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes even to 2-2 on Arozarena. Again, the left-hander getting the sign from his catcher, Langeliers, and he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman, Andahar, who fires across the diamond. It's going to go in the books as a ground out, 5-3. So 2 up and 2 away here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman in Josh Naylor. That is now 9 in a row set down by the Athletics left-hander. Springs is hitting his stride here against the Mariners. So it has been announced that the Reds are going to acquire a right-handed pitcher in Zach Little. There's a breaking ball that misses down. That is from the Tampa Bay Rays. So just as I said earlier, actually, the pitch missed down, but they appealed over the third base umpire. And again, Jeremy Rehak, who is busy, went up with the right hand. So 0-1 it is to Naylor. Pitch on the way. There is a fastball that just misses inside. Again, they go to Rehak, and again, Rehak goes up with the right hand. It's now 0-2. And I got to tell you, the first glance, I wasn't sure it was, but on the side view, that definitely looked like a Josh Naylor swing. So no balls and 2 strikes as the left-handed hitting Naylor waiting on the offering from the left-handed throwing Springs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball missing outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Don't forget, if you're thinking about doing some streaming, be sure to click our link. And there's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. Naylor's in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. 10 in a row retired now by Springs as the Mariners go in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 4. Your score is the Athletics 2, the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Jimmy has been pretty pumped by the addition. Certainly that of the pitcher, Zach Little of the Tampa Bay Rays. Jimmy is our resident Reds fan. As we are moving back now to the bottom half of inning number 4, as the Athletics are batting here, and the first pitch from Wu to Langliers is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Wu, 40 pitches through his 3 innings. He's been very efficient tonight in terms of the strikes, 28 strikes, working at a 70% clip. Both of the pitchers are moving pretty good pace right now. Here comes the 1-0 offering. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned, Wu, the Cal Poly collegian from a few years back, arguably moving himself into the ace of the Mariners staff. Fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Crawford. Oh, what a slick play that was. He fires to first. That's going to retire Langliers on a ground out. And he is going to be gone in the books 6-3 for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. So 1 gone. That'll bring up the left fielder in Tyler Soderstrom. So Soderstrom with a double and an RBI in the 1st inning, coming to bat for the 2nd time tonight. Friend Jimmy says that he wished he could swing a trade for Mason Miller. Speaking of the A's, there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Soderstrom. Yeah, lots of talk swirling around Miller. Is he going to be dealt by the deadline tomorrow? I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Not sure what other pieces that the Athletics would part with as the pitch is on the way. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Certainly positional players. Probably the only ones potentially with some value could be Andahar from 3rd. But off the pitching staff, I would think Miller and, of course, Luis Severino. I wonder if Jeffrey Springs would be a piece that they could deal after a game like today. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Soderstrom. Of course, that's all just pure speculation of who the Athletics might consider moving. I can't see them moving Brent Rooker. I really don't. Not at this point. He's a very controllable asset that they have. And, of course, Butler and Soderstrom as well. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Soderstrom is in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. And by our count, that's only the 3rd strikeout recorded tonight. Actually, the 4th strikeout recorded tonight by Brian Wu, and that will bring up the 3rd baseman, Miguel Andahar. And as we were mentioning, Andahar, the 30-year-old, began his big league career at the major league level with the New York Yankee organization, and then he ended up with the Pirates for a couple of seasons, and Oakland, and now, of course, the Athletics here that are playing in Sacramento. There was a fastball that misses up and in for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Andahar batting .293 on the year, 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. As Wu gets the sign from his catcher, and he rocks and delivers. There's a fastball that's just missed inside for a ball. And again, Brian Wu not happy with the home plate umpire, Chris Conroy. A couple of times that Conroy has squeezed him, so to speak. Here comes the 2-0 offering. It's not like Wu's been all over the place. He's been all around the zone. 2-0 on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's fouled straight back. Now 2-1 to Andahar. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander, Wu, ready to go back to work as he gets the sign from the catcher, Garver. And here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is hammered down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. And this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Andahar, as he was able to get the barrel head out on that one, and he just kept it to the right of the foul pole. A solo shot here with 2 gone in the 4th inning, but boy, did that ball get out in a hurry. That is going to be the 5th of the year for Andahar. It's going to increase the lead for the Athletics to 3-1. As he rounds the bases, we were just talking and speculating a little bit there with Andahar maybe being of value to team. A healthy Andahar could be of value to a club down the stretch, as he absolutely obliterates that one into the picnic area. above the left field wall. So that'll bring up Carlos Cortez to the plate, who was 0 for 1 this evening. The first pitch to Cortez is a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul just past the first base coach's box, and the count is quickly 0-1. Cortez hitting .273, homers and 1 RBI. Limited duty so far. Andahar all smiles in the dugout, and why wouldn't you be? Absolutely hammered that thing into the patio area. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to Cortez. Wu delivers. Fastball swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count now 0-2. Both the pitchers have really settled down. It's been solo shots that have contributed to 3 of the 4 runs tonight. Rooker homered in the first, and then Andahar here in the 4th inning. J-Rod for the Mariners. The other one was a RBI double off the bat of Soderstrom. There's a breaking ball that's down, but Cortez couldn't hold up his swing. He's going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Another strikeout in the books for Brian Wu. 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and there was nobody left to board. Your score, as we are now through 4 complete, it is the Athletics 3 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Here is our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver, and Dominic Canzone to come to bat for the Mariners in their half of inning number 5. The left-hander Jeremy Springs, 64 pitches in his 4 innings of work. And he is enjoying right now a 3-1 lead as he comes to face the Mariners in the bottom or top half of inning 5. The first pitch breaking ball catches the outside corner and it counts 0-1 to Polanco. Polanco 0 for 1 tonight, flew out to center field his first time up. Batting here against the lefty Springs, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side underneath it, but watching it drift into the seats is Andahar as it moves about 3 or 4 rows back, and that is going to run the count now to 0-2 on Polanco. So no balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, there are games in Major League Baseball, but there's only 3 of them tomorrow on the deadline day. Mariners will be hosting the Rangers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined softly to the third baseman, Andahar, who makes the catch, and that is going to retire Polanco for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Mitch Garver. I'm just looking ahead because I'm trying to get myself possibly down to Seattle to catch the Mariners and the Rangers on Sunday. And it looks like it is going to be Patrick Corbin against Evans. And I haven't seen Evans pitched, and I'm not really sure about Patrick Corbin. There's a breaking ball that just misses, and the count is 1-0 to Garver. is what it is looking like on a Sunday afternoon in Seattle on the 3rd of August. Fastball swung on. It is taken on one hop by the shortstop Hernaiz. He throws to first. Garver gone on a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. He's going to bring up the right fielder in Dominic Canzone. Curious on Sunday. Sunday Night Baseball will be the Tigers and the Phillies. The game will go off at 7:10 Eastern. I'm curious to see that one, how that goes. There's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is 0-1. There's been trade winds blowing in both Detroit and in Philadelphia. As we mentioned, the Tigers got Rafael Montero just a little bit ago from the Atlanta Braves. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, this ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track up against the wall and making the catch is Soderstrom. And Canzone's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. And this performance by Springs is continuing to impress. That is now 13 in a row retired by the Athletics left-hander. As the Mariners go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now moving through the bottom of the fifth. This game is halfway in the books. It is a 3-1 lead for the Athletics. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action and, of course, a little bit more from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. Be sure to check out Steve after the ball game. We have a 45-second musical timeout. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the fifth inning, and coming to bat will be Max Schumann, Daryl Hernaiz, and the top of the order in Lawrence Butler. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Schumann. Schumann 0 for 1 tonight, struck out his first time up. Seen his season average dip to 221. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wu, who rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Wu at 54 pitches through his 4 innings of work. As he rocks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, his grounded over to third. It is bobbled by Williamson, picks it up and fires to first. Oh, what a play by him. He took a tough hop. He was able to keep it in front, knocked it down. He recovered well and then gunned down the runner heading to first. That's a big league play. Took a short hop into his left shoulder. So ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. Nice play there by the third baseman of the Mariners. That brings up Daryl Hernaiz to the plate. As we mentioned, Hernaiz getting an opportunity to play with the injury to Jacob Wilson. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble. And this ball is going to go over the Sutter Health sign, and it's gone. A home run here for Hernaiz. And it's been a homer festival here tonight in Sacramento, as Hernaiz is going to hit his first of the year. That is the third home run hit tonight by the Athletics, the fourth of the ball game. That's going to increase the lead to 4-1. The Athletics swinging the sticks here in this one tonight. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Lawrence Butler. Joe Mansman says a minor league park. Yeah, that has crossed my mind a number of times. Is that going to make a difference here? There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. Some of the minor league parks, certainly at different levels, the ball doesn't necessarily travel. The players that are playing there can't deliver the punch. We were looking at that earlier at Sutter Health Park and looking at the dimensions. It's 330 down the left field line, 325 and right. There's a fastball that just misses at the knees, down and in. The count goes 1-1 to Lawrence Butler. But the temperature being at 81 degrees at game time, a little bit of heat at this time of the day, and the ball can really carry. And here comes the 1-1 pitch to Butler as Wu delivers. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up on the infield. Now it drifts into shallow left field, and moving back on it is the shortstop Crawford, but he's going to get called off by Arizarena. And that is going to retire Butler for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that'll bring up the first baseman and Nick Kurtz. I was having this conversation today. We're saying about how the commissioner of baseball, Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, has to get the house in order. There's no doubt about it. Has to get the house in order. You've got 2 teams playing in minor league parks right now, Athletics and the Rays. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed by Kurtz. The count is 0-1. Yet they're talking expansion and all the rest of the stuff. You've got to get your house in order before you start doing other things. At least that's in my opinion, and he represents the owners. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Could you imagine the New York Yankees having to play their home games on Staten Island or in Brooklyn? I think the Brooklyn team is the home of the Cyclones, if I'm not mistaken. As the pitch is on the way, there is a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kurtz. Kurtz taps both sides of the plate. He digs in, ready to go here on the offering from Wu. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses way upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander holds himself to the set. And now he rocks himself into the windup and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, boy. There's that backdoor run we saw earlier from Wu. A nice 2-seam fastball that's going to get Kurtz there looking, and he is going to go down on strikes. Well, the Athletics add another run to their tally on a solo shot off the bat of Daryl Hernaiz. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. You're now through 5 complete innings in Sacramento. Your score is the Athletics 4 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back once again from our friend Steve, who keeps you guys entertained.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. We are moving to the top of the 6th inning, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Williamson, Crawford, and Rodriguez to face the lefty Springs here in the 6th inning, and the first pitch delivered was a fastball down. And now there's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-0 on Ben Williamson. Williamson 0 for 1 today, struck out his first time up, batting .253 on the season, as he hits here from the right side against the left-hander Springs, who rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball that just misses up and away. It's now 3-0. Springs has retired 13 in a row coming here into the top of the 6th inning. As we mentioned here, he has 71 pitches through his 5 innings of work. Been pretty good tonight. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1 on Williamson. So 3 balls, 1 strike. We were looking a little bit ahead to some of the games that are going on in Major League Baseball over the next little bit. We were talking that we are going to be in Seattle on the Sunday. Breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count now goes full to Williamson. Only one other game that is going on, but we'll give it the roundup around Major League Baseball. As everywhere there are games that are finals. The exception is the other game going on is in Los Angeles between the Rangers and Angels. It is 2-1 Rangers. That game is in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's a fastball that swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 3-2, and the battle will continue with Williamson. Tigers knocked off the Diamondbacks 7-2 today in his Tiger debut. Chris Paddock, recently acquired from the Minnesota Twins, picks up the win in that one. There's a fastball that misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4. And the stretch of 13 in a row retired by Springs is over. It's going to bring the top of the order up in J.P. Crawford. Other finals from around Major League Baseball in the Battle of the Birds. The Blue Jays beat the Orioles 9-8 today. That game was in Baltimore. The Reds drilled the Twins 13-1. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Crawford. Crawford not looking impressed on that pitch. Crawford 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out and flown out in his 2 trips. Looks like the Orioles are going to acquire third infielder Ramon Arias from the Orioles. That is breaking news. As that pitch is waved out and missed, it's now 0-2. Interested to see where he's going to play. Isaac Paredes is their third baseman. Arias can also play third as well. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 1-2 to Crawford. The Twins are at 51-57, but they are in full sell-off mode. I wonder if they're going to retool over there, what they're going to exactly do. Astros beat the Nationals today 9-1. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Butler there, he makes the catch, and Crawford is retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Other scores in 10 innings today. The Royals beat the Braves 1-0. White Sox took care of the Phillies today 9-3. White Sox are playing better ball. They're still going to lose, I think, 100 games, but much more improved. So Springs ready to face Rodriguez. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He swings at a breaking ball and misses. Julio Rodriguez, the only offense so far for the Mariners, as he homered on a 3-2 count back in the first inning, and that's been it for Seattle. It's been crickets ever since. As the 0-1 pitch is set to come here from Springs. on its way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. The count now 0-2 to Rodriguez. Other finals from around baseball in the battle of the top two teams in the National League Central. The Cubs beat the Brewers 10-3. Pretty good pitching matchup over there as well. Shota Imanaga got his 8th win against 4 losses. Freddie Peralta took the loss today for the Brew Crew. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down to J-Rod. Count is 1-2. Pirates and Extras beat the Giants today 2-1. Padres took care of the Mets. Yu Darvish got his first win of the year for the Padres in that one. Clay Holmes took the loss. 5-0 Padres with the win in that one. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count now goes to 2-2 on J-Rod. Guardians beat the Rockies 5-0. That game was in Cleveland. Guardians with the win go back to an even 500. Rockies with the loss. Still stuck at 28 wins on the year. As the pitch on the way from Springs, a fastball that misses upstairs, and we're going back to a 3-2 count on Julio Rodriguez again. Yankees beat the Rays today 5-4. Reds beat the Dodgers 5-2. Reds played the Dodgers tough in that series. And then the other final, the Marlins, who have been playing decent baseball lately, knocked off the Cardinals. And that one 2-0. Quantrill got the win. Michaelis took the loss. A bit of a pitcher's duel in that one, so to speak. There is action up in the Oakland bullpen as Justin Sterner is up and throwing. He would be a right-hander. So Springs ready to go again, but now time has been called and granted to Julio Rodriguez, who steps out of the batter's box. And we'll go through this charade all over again. Again, Springs, the lefty, working himself into the set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down. It's going to be ball 4. But no, it's not. It's actually going to be a balk. John Tumpain, the first base umpire, has called a balk. So that'll be no pitch. So J-Rod won't get the benefit of a walk. It is going to advance Williamson over to second base. We're going to look at it again. I think he didn't come to a stop. Or at least that's what Tumpain feels like. I don't know about that one. Or maybe he saw something different. I thought I read his lips and I said, no, you didn't come to a stop. Didn't actually come set. He has his lead leg. It's moving. There's a breaking ball delivered to Julio Rodriguez, and he swings and misses. He goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. It'll leave it all up to the designated hitter in Cal Raleigh. So very, very interesting there. He took a little bit of something off that one, did the lefty Springs. J-Rod way out in front. So 2 gone in the inning. It brings Raleigh to the plate. The first pitch to Raleigh is a fastball swung on it, is popped up into left field. Moving back on it is the shortstop, Hernandez, but it's going to be the left fielder, Soderstrom, who calls him off. And Raleigh is gone. So they strand a leadoff walk to Williamson. And then Springs able to retire the next 3 hitters. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 6. It is the Athletics 4 and the Mariners 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks to our friend Matt for supporting the channel there, as it is another Hollis build. When you get a chance, go check them out. We'll be back in 30 with all the action right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch delivered to Brent Rooker is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 for the right-hander Wu. 66 pitches in his 5 innings of work, as he is ready to go after Rooker again. The pitch on the way is the fastball that comes inside, and he fouls it off down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Rooker tonight got the A's on the scoreboard early with a home run in the first. He's also grounded into a double play. So 1 for 2 tonight in this one. There is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Coming in on it is Eros Arania. He's going to be there to make the catch. And there's going to be 1 gone here in the 6th inning. That is going to bring up the catcher in Shea Langeliers. Well, for Langeliers, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He has singled, he's stolen a base, and scored a run back in the first. He's also grounded out to short in his trips to the plate, as he is ready to face Brian Wu here for the 3rd time tonight. Other than the home run balls, it has been pretty decent for both of the pitchers tonight. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, coming hard. And there to make the catch is Dominic Canzone, and it's going to retire Langeliers for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone. It leaves all up to the left fielder, Tyler Soderstrom. So really the story about this game tonight is the 4 of the 5 runs that have been scored have been on home runs, and they've all been solo shots to this point. As the right-hander Wu ready to go back to work. Rocking himself into the windup, he kicks and delivers. There is a changeup that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Soderstrom. Soderstrom doubled home a run in the 1st inning, and he struck out in the 4th, so 1 for 2 tonight. As the right-hander Wu delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count goes even at 1-1. Both pitchers have been good tonight. Jeremy Springs has just been that much better, as the A's lefty has done a job against the Mariners. There's a fastball that just misses low, and the count now goes to 2-1. But I have a feeling he is going to be running out of gas. 89 pitches for the lefty Springs. We'll have to get a look to see if his night will be over, or if he's going to get an opportunity to come back out to start the 7th. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the 3rd base side. In my eyes, I think I would let him be. I know he's got to face Eros Arania to lead it off, but he's got Josh Naylor next, and depending upon how he would do, I would probably let him go to the first 2, but it looks like he probably will be coming back in based on what we're seeing in the dugout. Nobody has come over to shake his hand or anything else. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. Naylor fields it. Flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Athletics in their half of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 6 complete. 2/3 of the ball game is in the books. Your score is the Athletics with a 4-1 lead over the Mariners. We'll be back in just a few, and we appreciate you for being here with us. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Mm-hmm. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Randy Arozarena, Josh Naylor, and Jorge Polanco slated to come to bat here in the seventh inning for the Seattle Mariners. And it is going to be Justin Sterner who has come in to replace Jeffrey Springs in the first pitch from Sterner. Fastball backs Arozarena off the plate. We wondered if Springs was going to get another look, but Sterner making his 39th appearance of the year. There was a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count's 1-1. I was talking the other day about short armors, guys who are throwing. Dylan Cease, a real short armor. Troy Melton, the pitcher for the Tigers, the same. Well, this Justin Sterner, he definitely is one that is of the short arm variety. But unlike the other two we mentioned, he is out of the pen. 1-1 strike to Arozarena. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball just misses down. Count now goes to 2-1 on Arozarena. Arozarena 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and was stranded at first in the first inning. He's also grounded out to third. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Top of the seventh inning, Athletics with a 4-1 margin over the Mariners. As the pitch coming on the way to Arozarena as a fastball swung on it is hammered off the butt of the pitcher Sterner over to short. They pick it up, they fire to first, and they're going to get Arozarena. That's going to go down as a 1-6-3 putout. The assist of the pitcher off his backside over to Hernaiz. Everything is just following in the Athletics way right now. There was a barehand play by Hernaiz. We're going to wait to see. I don't know if they're going to challenge this or not, would be the Mariners. We'll get a look at it here. No, nothing to challenge there. Ground out 1-6-3 for the first out of the inning. It was close, but not close enough to go to the video for sure. That is going to bring up Josh Naylor to the plate. But after it went off the backside of Sterner, as there's a breaking ball missing down and in for ball one, it was the shortstop Hernaiz who picked it up barehanded and fired over to first. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nice barehanded play by Hernaiz. So 2 balls and no strikes as the pitch on the way to Naylor is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to the first baseman of the Mariners. Athletics enjoying a 4-1 lead here in the top of the seventh inning as the pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and away. Now 3-1 to Naylor. When this one is done, we'll give you the full roundup around Major League Baseball. As we said, all the other games are finished. Only the one that is going on is in Los Angeles between the Rangers and the Angels. That game is getting into the deep water as well. It's the top of the 8th inning, and the Rangers have extended their lead to 5-1. They're still batting with the bases loaded in the top of the 8th inning. They've scored 3. Angels not able to seal the deal there. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's now 3-2 to Naylor. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander working himself to the set, kicks and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4, and Naylor's going to get himself a one-out walk. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Jorge Polanco, to the plate. Looking ahead, it'll be the Nationals and then the Orioles. Actually, the Diamondbacks, Nationals, and Orioles for the Athletics. All coming up here over their next 9 games. Pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Polanco. Polanco 0 for 2 tonight. The bottom 4 in the batting order have struggled. Only once have they got on base. That was Ben Williamson earning a walk in his last plate appearance. Everybody else has been 0 for. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted down into deep left field, moving back onto the warning track and looking up, and this one's going to be gone. That ball drifted on out of here as Jorge Polanco has cut the lead to 1. It didn't look like much at all. They looked like at first it was going to be a routine fly ball, and the next thing you know, the ball is reached the seats. A 2-run shot off the bat of Polanco, and the Mariners have cut the lead to 1. I have to be honest, I thought, and I was speculating in the last half inning, that Jeffrey Springs would come out for at least to start the top of the inning. But now it is a 4-3 ball game here for the Athletics. As the home run ball bites again, Polanco with the 2-run shot. It's going to bring up the catcher, Mitch Garver. The first pitch to Garver, breaking ball that the home plate umpire, Chris Conroy, says he went around on. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and a strike. Right-hander again delivers. There's a breaking ball waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Garver 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded out. He now asks for time so he can set himself with his batting gloves and reset. There's more action in the Oakland pen. It is Jack Perkins, the right-hander, now up and throwing. Sterner ready to deliver again. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 1-2. If you've just joined us, we've said the home run ball has been a big part of this tonight. That was the first home run that wasn't a solo shot out the bat of Polanco, and that's his 17th of the year. Fastball misses inside. It's now 2-2. It looked like the Athletics were going to cruise themselves along here, potentially get themselves another victory. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded to the left side. A nice play by Andahar diving. He gets up. He fires to first. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Andahar. He's having himself a ball game at third base tonight. It's the third time tonight I count that he's made a nice play. This one probably the most difficult. 5-3 on the putout. Garver is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. Interesting because Hernandez was diving as well for the ball, which was behind the third baseman, Andahar. Great play by him. Just the reaction, how he had to throw the glove up to make the play. Firing to first base. That is going to put 2 in the books here. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Dominic Canzone. And for Canzone, well, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out looking and flown to left. But Langeliers is on the mound as he's gone out to have a word with his right-hander reliever. So 2 gone, 2 runs on the board as the Mariners have cut the lead to 4-3. Canzone 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking and flown to left in his 2 trips. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Sterner. Sterner ready to deliver. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. Count is quickly 0-1. Balls and 1 strike. Another pitch from Sterner on the way. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. And is this ball going to get caught? It's going to be caught by Lawrence Butler as he takes a home run away from the left-handed hitting Canzone. It was the short fence by the bullpen in right field. And Canzone's going to be retired for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. But the Mariners punch back with a pair of runs here in the 7th. 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Jorge Polanco on the benefit of only 1 hit. No errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 7. Your score is the Athletics 4 and the Mariners 3. Stay with us. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 7th inning in just a few right after this timeout. We're moving ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 7. It is a 4-3 ball game. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we know that the Oakland A's are clinging to a 4-3 lead over the Mariners here as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Andahar, Cortez, and Shimon to come to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the first pitch delivered to Andahar is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. Brian Wu, 75 pitches in his 6 innings of work, and he carries on here in the 7th. I have to tell you, that could be the difference potentially in this one here. I don't understand. Springs, as far as I'm concerned, I would have let him start the inning. Then see where it went from there. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This one, you can put this one on the board too, as he hits it right off the scoreboard, does Andahar. That's his 2nd homer of the night, his 6th of the year, and that's going to re-extend the lead to 5-3 here for the Athletics. Balls are flying out of this park. I have to tell you, this is the first time I've watched a game at this Sutter Health Field. And the balls are leaving in a big hurry. Probably you want to put some asterisks next to some of these offensive numbers. It's the first multi-homer game of Andahar's career. It has now regained a 2-run lead here for the Athletics. 5-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is going to bring up Carlos Cortez to the plate. Well, here comes the first offering from Wu, and the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle. That ball had eyes. It's going to be a base hit. Cortez is going to be aboard with a single, and that will bring up the second baseman, Max Schumann. So 4 of the 5 runs tonight scored by the Athletics, courtesy of the gopher ball. Brian Wu getting roughed up for 4 of them. I had to go back and take a look at Wu. And certainly his numbers here. And these are, of course, live numbers at this point. He has now served up 20 home runs this season. I do believe, I've got to double check that. Yep, 20 home runs it is. That is up to the moment of the Major League Baseball website. His last 9 starts, he's allowed 7 home runs. 5 now in the last 2. And that is against the Athletics. Mind you here, this is his 9th start against the A's. The squaring to bunt is Schumann. He bunts it right back to the pitcher, and it's going to be easily fielded by Wu. He fires to first, and Schumann is going to be retired. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books 1-3 on the putout. Schumann gone for the second out. Cortez advances over to second base. Interesting that that's how they played that one out. It'll bring up now Daryl Hernaiz with one gone here in the inning. So that'll keep him out of the double play. Hernaiz homered his last time up. He's also grounded to short. The first pitch is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Hernaiz. Action starting to get going in the Mariner bullpen because there's a fastball swung on, and this is going to be fouled away down the third base line. I didn't quite see who it is. Looks like it's Gabe Spire up and throwing. That would be a left-hander. That is the only left-hander currently on the staff, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. I guess if you were looking for a trade, or if there was going to be a trade to be had, how about the Mariners getting some bullpen help that's left-handed? Another trade that is being announced or close to being announced. Looks like the Red Sox and Cardinals are agreeing to a deal. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-2 to Hernaiz. Steven Matz is going to be heading to Boston as they sign off on the medical deals. We mentioned earlier that Ramon Arias of the Orioles is going to the Houston Astros. Minor league pitcher Twine Palmer going back to the Orioles. Not sure I want to deal for pitching from the Astros. There's a fastball swung on it, is hit into left field, and Arozarena comes up. Holding at third is going to be Cortez. That's going to put runners on the corners with one gone. Going to bring in the top of the order Lawrence Butler to the plate. And we've got time here as Dan Wilson is making his slow visit to the mound, and that looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Brian Wu. The line is not quite over for Wu as he's responsible for the two runners. It's going to be one gone here with runners on the corners. Pitching change. Looks like it's Gabe Spires to come in when we return. We're going to take a little time out. We'll go refresh our beverage. We'll be right back after this. Your score line now is 5-3 for the Athletics. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to we're still in the bottom half of inning number 7. They are going to the bullpen as Brian Wu's night is finished, as it is a 5-3 lead currently now for the Athletics over the Mariners. A pitching change here will be Gabe Spire entering the game. Spire on the season, the lefty, is making his 48th appearance. He's worked at 39 and a third innings. He has struck out 52 batters, and he has walked only 10 so far. He's got a 2-1 record on the year. He's got himself 14 holds, but he's 0 for 5 in save opportunities, so we'll see how it fares out for him here. Well, it is Lawrence Butler slated to come to bat to face the lefty Spire. 5-3 lead and now here for the Athletics, and they are looking for more. So Spire on in relief as the first pitch to Butler is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Butler 0 for 3 today. as he has flown to left twice and grounded to third. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning, as we said, 5-3. We had to update our ticker. They throw over to first base, and easily getting back in time is the runner Hernandez. Got to keep an eye on Hernandez. He can run a little bit. At the home run earlier in the ball game, he has some speed and some quickness. Again, the lefty works to the set. Here's the pitch. Butler swings and fouls that one away, and now he's in the hole at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The story of tonight's game has been the gopher ball. 4 gopher balls given up by the starter Brian Wu, and 2 allowed tonight by Athletics pitchers. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Spire holds set, now delivers. And there is a fastball that swung on and missed, and Butler is down on strikes. He's in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the first baseman, Nick Kurtz. Well, for Kurtz, he's had a tough night at the office. He is 0 for 2. He has struck out both times. He's also drawn a walk. The big fella here could change a lot of things with one swing of the bat. As Spire works himself back to the set position. Here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on, and this is fouled away. It is going to get into the Mariners' dugout. The count is quickly 0-1. I got to tell you, Kurtz does not get cheated on his swings. Absolutely unleashed on that pitch. So no balls and 1 strike as the lefty Spire kicks and delivers again. Breaking ball catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As mentioned, when this game is done, we will give you a complete roundup from around Major League Baseball. As the pitch is a fastball that comes up and in. Oh, it's a nice stop there by Garver. Had a good read there by Hernandez. He's going to take second base. That'll be a stolen base for Hernandez. Pitch came up and in on Kurtz. That'll clean your nasal passages for sure. He does have that face guard that goes down over the or past the jawline. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the lefty Spire delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Spire when he comes into the ball game. And that is going to do it here for the Athletics in their half of the 7th. They get a run back on the leadoff homer from Miguel Andahar. There was 1 run on the benefit of 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score now as we move to the top of the 8th inning. It is the Athletics 5 and the Mariners 3. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Little timeout from our friend. We'll come back with a little Steve Rademacher a little bit later, but we'll give you some Cal Raleigh to begin with.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters slated to come to bat for the Mariners. That means Williamson, Crawford, and Rodriguez. to get the innings going. And we'll see how this all plays out. As the Mariners are going to need some instant runs here. They got 6 outs left to play with, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is quickly 1-0. There is a pitching change for the Athletics. It is going to be the right-hander Jack Perkins is on in relief. Perkins is making his 8th appearance of the year as the right-hander delivers a first fastball that is swung on and lined into right field. It's going to drive Cortez back, and he makes the catch at the edge of the warning track. Oh, it was a great swing by Williamson. He absolutely turned on that pitch, and that is going to retire Williamson for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order, and J.P. Crawford. Our friend Phil says he needs Seattle to make a big comeback. Just found that you had a game tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it shoots out notifications. Sometimes it doesn't. YouTube, it's kind of finicky. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Sometimes we actually get our own notifications. I don't know how that works. It's telling us that we're on. And then sometimes it doesn't. So, yes, that's the way it goes sometimes on YouTube. There is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1 to Crawford. Crawford 0 for 3 tonight. He has flown to left, lined to center, and grounded to third in his 3 trips. Just saying, tomorrow we might do the Rangers and the Mariners tomorrow night, possibly. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. That game there, I'd have to see. I'm 50-50 on it. There's only 3 games on the slate in Major League Baseball tomorrow. It'll be Kumar Rocker, who I'd like to see pitch against George Kirby. Both pitchers are 500, certainly maybe a little disappointing as that pitch misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Crawford. Saying on Sunday, they're going to be in Seattle to see Rangers and Mariners. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Phil says, Wu didn't fool the power hitters tonight. Well, I think he made some guys power hitters tonight. Brent Rooker had the first home run, and then it was Darryl Hernaiz who hit the other one. I wouldn't consider him to be a power hitter. There was a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Schumann, he throws to first, and Crawford's out on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Now, Miguel Andujar hit 2 tonight, and entering the game, he only had 4 on the season, and he blasted a pair out this evening. So good for Miguel, I suppose. Mariners have only had 3 hits tonight, and J-Rod had the homer in the first to get things going. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Other hits by the Mariners tonight included another home run, the 2-run variety from Jorge Polanco. The other hit was back in the first inning as well. It was a Randy Arozarena single that bled down the right field line. Another breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 2-0 to Rodriguez. Phil says Andujar crushed the first one he did. Yeah. Second one, he hit it off the scoreboard. There's a fastball that is swung on and it's lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is now 2-1 to Rodriguez. Hit it off the scoreboard in left center field. And it was a decent poke as well. It was a line drive. The first one, if I remember correctly, I think it ended up on the patio. I think that was his. They're starting to lose track of the home runs. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving over underneath it with room to make the catch is Cortez, and that is going to do it as Rodriguez is gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Mariners and their half of the 8th. They go quietly and in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your scores, we move to the bottom half of inning number 8. It is the Athletics 5 and the Mariners 3. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. It is our good friend Steve Rademacher with his peanut debut.
Hello, everybody. And you know why we're here? Well, of course you do. You'd be nuts not to be here to watch Freddie call another game. Freddie, the king of kings on baseball commentary. You know what? Come to think of it, with Freddie, there's absolutely nothing hotter than listening to him broadcast. Not even the Reaper Triple X puckered butt squeezing hot sauce. We'll just give it a whirl here. All right, Freddie. Cheers. Mm-hmm. Holy cow, that may be a close second to you, Freddie. Still the hottest broadcast right now on YouTube. Peace out. Call a great game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is breaking news, and our good friend Redbeard Breaks has told us that Eugenio Suarez is going back to the Mariners. That's according to Jeff Passan on ESPN. The deal is pending medical review. Waiting to see who goes the other way. We'll also keep an eye to see if anybody is coming out of the game. It did look like, by the way, it was Cole Young had pinched hit there for Williamson in that last half inning. So that makes me wonder if Williamson might be taken out of the game to go the other way. So Cole Young was the first out of the inning in that half here. I have to say, some of the updates that we do get are not always the best. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here. And the first pitch delivered to Brent Rooker is a fastball swung on, is belted down the left field line, but is going to hook foul into the patio. And the count is quickly 0-1. Mariners have made a pitching change as they have gone to their bullpen, as they have brought in Edward Bazardo. So Edward Bazardo on in relief, the 29-year-old right-hander. Third pitcher used tonight by the Mariners. So Bazardo in here, and he's got a tough assignment. And there was a fastball taken for a called strike. That pitch was at 95, a nice two-seamer that ran back over the plate. I think Rooker might want that one back. Bazardo making his 40th appearance for the Mariners. He's 4-0 this year. Fastball misses upstairs. The count goes to 1-2. One of the more effective relievers out of the Seattle bullpen. 53 in the third innings is what he has worked, allowing 34 hits, 16 runs all earned. Has walked a few too many at 23, but he struck out 50. And here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. There's a breaking ball that misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm curious to see what the Mariners will be sending the other way as part of that deal. Lots of trades here tonight, as there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count goes 3-2. I'm sure there'll be more as we are off the air. As we said, it was interesting that Urias has been acquired by the Astros. They've lost Paredes to a significant hamstring strain a couple of weeks ago as that fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to remain at 3-2 to Rooker. So also Urias' defensive versatility. He can play the hot corner. He can play second base once Paredes returns. He can be all over the infield. He has played some shortstop in his career. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball swung on and another one fouled away. Count remains at 3-2 to Rooker. So interesting that the Astros pick up a piece. It was actually a 3-team trade. Our friend Redbeard was in here a bit ago as the pitch is on the way. Another breaking ball swung on and another one lifted foul. Now we're starting to get ourselves a marathon at bat. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at bat coming up. So the trade, it looks like, for that Zach Littell is going to be coming from Tampa Bay, but it's a 3-team deal. We weren't really sure that was the other one, so there's an unidentified team involved. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle past the glove of the second baseman, Polanco, into center field, and Rooker wins the battle as he's got himself a leadoff single here to start the 8th. Let's bring up the catcher and Shea Langeliers. So when you look at the deal, Reds finalizing a deal to acquire that starter Littell. Looks like righty Brian Van Bell is one of the players off the Cincinnati roster who is headed to Tampa Bay. Also looks like Adam Serwinowski is another player headed to Tampa. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Langliers. Langliers 1 for 3 tonight. He got a single and 3 trips. He's also scored a run and stolen a base. And it looks like that there's a catcher going to a mystery team, which is Trent Rosenkrantz. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field, charging hard as Canzone. And he's going to come in and make the catch. Langlier is going to be retired for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and it'll bring up the left fielder and Tyler Soderstrom. So Soderstrom stepping to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He had doubled home a run in the first inning, struck out and grounded out his other 2 trips to the plate. Bizzardo delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down for a ball. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Batting from the left side here is the left fielder Soderstrom, who swings at a breaking ball and lifts that one into the seats foul, and the count is 1-1. We're commenting that Soderstrom started the year as the first baseman of the Athletics, and then enter Nick Kurtz. Soderstrom ends up out in the outfield, but his bat still plays out. They're going to have a number of players, Oakland, or I should say Sacramento, or maybe just the Athletics, with a bunch of that stuff. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Luke is asking, are you doing Japan baseball tonight? No, nothing for the Japanese league tonight. As the pitch is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Soderstrom stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched that go by for the second out. That is going to bring up the third baseman and Miguel Andujar. Well, for Andujar tonight, he has had a couple of home runs in his trips to the plate. He is 2 for 3, 2 solo shots. He's also struck out as he bats here for the 4th time, but the first time against Bizzardo, and the pitch is a fastball that just misses up and in for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Andujar entered the night tonight with 4 home runs, and he's now added a pair more to his tally. He's up to 6 on the season. First multi-home run game of his career. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Rooker establishing his lead as he had stolen the base there on the last piece. I don't know if they're going to give him the stolen base or defensive indifference. There's a fastball swung on it. Is taken on 1 hop by the shortstop Crawford. He fires to first. It's a ground out 6-3, and that is going to do it here for the Athletics in their half of inning number 8. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. There was a runner stranded aboard. Your scores were now through 8 complete. It is the Athletics 5 and the Mariners 3. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. It is 5-3 Athletics as we cruise to the top of inning number 9. We'll be right back after this. Cal Raleigh to get things going, and then it'll be Eros Arena and Naylor to follow. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters slated to come to bat for the Mariners in the top of the ninth. Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena, and Josh Naylor is the big part of the batting order here for the Mariners. And it is all the news all over the place. Mariners had gotten Suarez. Interesting that it's coming back. I haven't seen yet who is going the other way on that part of the deal. They're still waiting here to give us a little bit more of an update. There's a first pitch fastball swung on by Cal Raleigh. He lifts that into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is Schumann, and he's going to make the catch. And with one pitch, there is one away here. It is still the right-hander Perkins in the ball game. So interesting that Miller is not going to be used. There was speculation that Miller could be traded as he is seated in the bullpen with his jacket on, and they're going to try to get themselves a 2-inning save here out of Jack Perkins. First pitch swung on by Arozarena, and that's a fastball swung on and lifted into the seats down the first baseline, and the count is 0-1. Got to tell you, I like Jack Perkins. I don't think they'll skip a beat if they can trade Miller. They might be able to get some assets back coming the other way. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is missed by Arozarena, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander ready to go. He rocks himself and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Perkins ready to deliver again. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. Another solo home run in this game, and this is off the bat of Randy Arozarena. It's going to be his 21st of the year, and that is going to cut the lead to 5-4. So the scoring continues on the solo shots in this one. So another home run in the ball game. 4 tonight hit by the Athletics. It's the 3rd one hit tonight by the Mariners. And that is going to bring to the plate Josh Naylor. So they are 1 swing of the bat away from tying this game up. So Perkins ready to go here as he rocks himself into the windup. Kicks and delivers. First pitch fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second. Fielded neatly by Schumann. He throws to first, and Naylor's in the books on a ground out. That's in the books 4-3 for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it all up to Jorge Polanco. So since the end of June, Randy Arozarena has hit 13 home runs. Then it's been Kyle Schwarber with 12. Nick Kurtz and Eugenio Suarez have hit 11 each. So a hot month here for Arozarena. The pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count is 1-0 to Polanco. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander ready to deliver again. There is a changeup that catches the outside corner. Taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1 to Polanco. Polanco's 2-run homer came in the 7th inning after Josh Naylor had walked. He's also flown to center and popped to third. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 96 that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. This game is done. We'll give you the full recap. Mariners are down to their final out. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2, and now they're down to their final strike. Polanco steps out. He's adjusting his gloves. The Athletic faithful that are in the seats cheering on their home team. And now they've come to their feet, trying to get the final strike. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to first. And it is fielded by Kurtz. He's going to step on the bag, and that is going to do it. A ground out to 3, and that is going to be it. Your final score here in Sacramento is the Athletics 5 and the Mariners 4. 1 run in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. The home run by Arozarena makes it a 5-4 affair. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're going to do a full-on recap, give you all the scores around Major League Baseball, and then we'll put it to rest right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Your final score was the Athletics 5 and the Mariners 4. We're going to give you a full rundown around Major League Baseball. First of all, I'll give you the wrap-up of this one. The night tonight was a battle of home runs, gopher balls. It started in the first inning when J-Rod got the scoring going for the Mariners with a one-out shot, and it was 1-0 for the Mariners after a half inning. In the bottom of the first inning, Brent Rooker responded as he hit his 23rd of the year. And then Shea Langeliers followed that up with a single, and Tyler Soderstrom brought home Langeliers with a RBI double to make the scoreline 2-1. The score stayed that way till the fourth inning with 2 out. It was Miguel Andujar hitting his first of 2 home runs of the ballgame, a solo shot that made the scoreline 3-1. Athletics added to their lead in the fifth inning with a 1-out home run off the bat of Daryl Hernaiz, his first of the year, and it was 4-1 for the Athletics. Mariners cut the lead to 1 in the seventh with 1 gone. It was a walk to Josh Naylor and up stepped Jorge Polanco. He deposited a 2-run homer into the seats, and the Mariners found themselves down by a run at 4-3. But in the bottom half of the seventh, the Athletics responded again, and it was again Miguel Andujar with another solo shot as he made the scoreline 5-3. Mariners were able to get 1 back in the ninth with 1 gone. Randy Arozarena hit his 21st homer of the year, and that was as close as the Mariners could get at 5-4. Once again, your final score was the Mariners trailing or falling to the Athletics 5-4. 5-9-0 for the Athletics, 4-4-0 for the Mariners, your final score in this one. We're going to go take a look around the scores in Major League Baseball as all games across the league are final scores. In Detroit, the Tigers knocked off the Diamondbacks this afternoon, 7-2. 7-11-0 for the Tigers, 2-6-2 for the Diamondbacks. Chris Paddock in his Tigers debut picks up the win. He's 4-9. He went 6 strong for the Tigers. Ryan Nelson takes the loss. He goes to 6-3. I'll make a prediction on this. Chris Paddock will give the Tigers what Doug Fister, a former Mariner, gave the Tigers back a number of years ago with a trade. He is going to do well in Detroit in that pitcher-friendly park. Blue Jays knocked off the Orioles 9-8, 9-13-2 for the Blue Jays. Orioles 8-10-2. Fluharty gets the win. He is 4-2 for the Jays. Cano the loss. He is 1-6. Jeff Hoffman gets his 25th save of the year for the Blue Jays. Red Sox hammered the Twins 13-1 in Minnesota. I have a feeling the Twins are going to be on a bit of a free fall as they've been offloading a number of their players. 13-16-0 for the Red Sox, 1-5-0 for the Twins. Bello the win for the Red Sox. He goes to 7-5. Matthews the loss. He falls to 2-3. Astros beat the Nationals in Houston today, 9-1. 9-10-0 for the Stros, 1-5-2 for the Nats. Gusto gets the win. He's 7-4. Mackenzie Gore, 4-11. There was talk about him possibly being traded, maybe even to the Cubs. Gore falls to 4-11 on the campaign. Royals beat the Braves tonight 1-0 in 10. 1-3-0 for the Royals, 0-5-0 for the Braves. Long gets the win. He goes to 1-2 for the Royals. Hernandez takes the loss. He goes to 4-2 for the Braves. White Sox beat the Phillies 9-3. They pounded out 17 hits against the Phils. That is concerning. 9-17-1 for the White Sox, 3-8-0 for the Phillies. Vasil gets the win. He goes to 5-3 for the White Sox. Lazar the loss. He's 1-1 for the Phillies. Shota Imanaga picked up his 8th win of the year for the Cubs, knocking off Freddie Peralta today, who fell to 12-5. 10-11-0 for the Cubs. 3-7-0 for the Brew Crew. Final score 10-3 for the Cubs. In San Francisco, the Pirates knocked off the Giants 2-1. 2-7-0 for the Pirates. 1-6-0 for the Giants. Matson gets the win for the Pirates. He goes to 3-1. Walker the loss. He's 2-4 for the Giants. The Padres shut out the Mets today behind Yu Darvish, who picked up his first win of the year. 5-9-0 for the Padres. 0-3-1 for the Mets. Darvish improves to 1-3. Clay Holmes falls to 9-6. Guardians shut out the Rockies today, 5-0. 5-8-0 for the Guardians. 0-3-0 for the Rocks. Win goes to Junis. He goes to 3-1. Loss to Kyle Freeland. He falls to 2-11. Yankees beat the Rays 5-4. 5-10-2 for the Yanks. 4-9-0 for the Rays. Hill gets the win in relief. He's 4-3. Kelly takes the loss for the Rays. He's 0-3. Dodgers fall to the Reds in Cincinnati 5-2. 5-8-0 for the Reds. 2-7-1 for the Dodgers. Barlow gets the win. He is 4-0. Sheehan takes the loss. He's 2-2. Centillan gets the save, his 3rd for the Reds. The other 2 games, Marlins shut out the Cardinals today 2-0. It was 2-6-1 for the Marlins. It was 0-5-0 for the Cardinals. Quantrill gets the win. He is 4-8. Michaelis takes the loss. He's 6-8. Voucher gets his 10th save of the year for the Fish. And the other game that just completed just before ours had ended, Rangers beat the Angels 6-3. Rangers 6-11-1. Angels 3-8-1. It is Eovaldi with his 9th win of the year against 3 defeats. Soriano takes the loss. He's 7-8. Garcia gets his 9th save of the year. Once again, everybody, we thank you for listening to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. That was your roundup. Our friend Redbeard, appreciate you as well. Phil, everybody else who popped in here tonight. A couple other things. We'll see if there's any other update on that news involving the trade. And there is for Eugenio Suarez. First baseman Tyler Locklear and 2 pitching prospects are headed to Arizona, as it is being reported by Jeff Passan. And the other 2 prospects are Juan Burgos and Hunter Cranton. So if you are a Mariners fan, you probably would know deeply who those ones are. We're also looking to see if anybody else is coming the other way. We can't see if that is the case. There's still more to come on that one, but that's what it looks like. Cubs have acquired Andrew Kittredge from the Orioles. That is a breaking news story as well. If you are interested in that, we mentioned the Reds acquire Zach Littell. It's a 3-team trade, but we don't know who the 3rd team is. Oh, now we do. It is the Dodgers. Looks like that minor leaguers Paul Gervasi and Ben Rortvedt are going somewhere as well in that, and Hunter Fiducia is going to Tampa Bay. So it looks like they will, as it was mentioned, Brian Van Bell is the player from Cincinnati headed to Tampa. So we'll have to sort out that one a little bit later once all the pieces have been put in place. Red Sox are close to acquiring Steven Matz, and it looks like that is first base prospect Blaze Jordan going to the Cardinals in return. That's a bit shocking to me. Steven Matz is at the twilight of his career. Blaze Jordan for Steven Matz, well, I guess we'll have to see what the Red Sox have in mind. Not like they don't need a first baseman over there. Astros acquire Ramon Urias from the Orioles. Minor leaguer Twine Palmer going back the other way. Obviously, Isaac Paredes with the hamstring issue is going to be out a while. You need him as insurance purposes. Rumors floating around that Dylan Cease and the Astros, or the Padres, have been talking to the Astros about him. That is their main target. We'll have to see where that chip falls. And we'll have to see how other things will take forward. The Tigers acquired Rafael Montero in a trade with the Braves today, and in a countering move, Tigers announced that Tyler Owens has been DFA'd. So we'll have to see where he goes. He is on Toledo's injured list due to a hip injury. But we'll see what happens to him. He was involved with the trade that Tigers made at the deadline last year. It sent Carson Kelly to the Rangers for Liam Hicks and Owens. All right, everybody. Once again, thanks for listening to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Have yourselves a great night. And we will be back on the airwaves again the next couple of days. Look for our stream when we do. Have a great night, everybody.